up, y'all? UFC T-Dot live from the bathroom. Hopefully we can get a nice, clean, quiet video. I promise the toilet seat's down. I'm currently not dropping a deuce. We had UFC Fight Night, Blaydes versus Aspinal. This was in London at the U2 Arena. And man, you know, the UFC packs these cards full of fighters from the UK, and the fans from the UK always turn up. Meatball Molly and Patty fought, so you know the fans was bananas. The main event did not end the way anyone expected. Claudio Silva versus Nicholas Dalby. This dude salvaged jiu-jitsu. You just see how strong he was. Like, even later on in the fight when he was getting beat up, his grip is bananas. Like, you could just see it. But nah, man, it was a good fight. This dude, Darby, he breathes like he's gassing. Silva's like, it's like he vacuum sealed himself onto him. When they hit the ground, he was right in a full mount in the middle of the ring for the whole first round. Darby was trying to buck him, but like, you could just see it. Like, that wasn't gonna work. The announcers even said it. Bucking him's not gonna work. What he's gotta do is turn to his side, then he could begin to posture up and use a different position. And like, the dude was bucking, and then at some point he turned to his side and postured up. Like, you could see it. Like, round two, Silva was clearly gassed. I mean, there was a point where Dalby fell down and Silva didn't even try to get the takedown. He was so gassed. Like, it was a crazy fight. Like, I was surprised Dalby made it into round two. Like, I thought he was getting submitted, and then I was surprised Silva made it into round three. I thought he was finna get knocked out. Dalby won by decision. Mandy Bone versus Victoria Leonardo. The most interesting thing that happened in this fight, two things happened that were interesting in this fight. The first one was that the door of the cage was open and they had to call a timeout just to close the cage. Bisping commented that he has both been thrown through and thrown fighters through that cage door when not secured properly. So I guess that's a good thing. The other most interesting thing that happened was in the corner. One of the ring men was like, go in there and hammer this bitch. Oh, sorry. That was funny. Leonardo by decision, unanimous decision. Jai Herbert versus Kyle Nelson. It was a good fight, back and forth. Herbert won by unanimous decision. We had Mohamed Mokaev versus Charles Johnson. Literally, the weigh-in was more interesting than the fight. Just being honest with you. Mokaev, dude, he's a monster. Striking and grappling. He's super aggressive. When he took Johnson down the first time, man, he just like, they both fell, both their body weight. Johnson face first into the gate, but he didn't fall. So then Muhammad just like still held on to him and just dragged him along the, oh man, it looked painful. Johnson has some really good grappling defense. He didn't really mount much offense in this fight, period. He pretty much just defended himself very well against a super aggressive, non-stop onslaught. Mokaev by unanimous decision. Michael Bisping has a funny-ass GSP impersonation. This guy, Jonathan Pierce, his nickname is JSP. So, of course, Bisping brought back in the GSP impersonation. But this time it was just a, don't make me, It's funny watching him go from his British to his faux French-Canadian accent. In the second round, Pierce got a takedown. He also said, we're besties now. No, you're not, Michael Bisping. You was besties with Luis Gomez, too. Believe You Me podcast, no longer starring. I noticed that V-Chain is actually on the mat aprons now. It ain't just in the reeds. So now Crypto.com and V-Chain are like plastered all over the place. They didn't start doing V-Chain till they went to Singapore. And as far as I understand, V-Chain is like, I don't know, for Asia. Anyways. Makawan Amirkhani versus Jonathan Pierce. Pierce said this. They trained for this. He was ready for it. Amirkhani went for the single leg, and it was just like elbow city, right? And I mean, he was elbowing him hard. Like, he elbowed him to the point where Amirkhani kind of dropped a little bit, right? He just kept trying. He got elbowed in the head 72 times, like, in the first round. Like, it was crazy. He was cut open. He did get the takedown, though. And, I mean, that's pretty much how the fight went. He was kneeing him, like elbowing him. I mean, Pierce won the fight through ground strikes. I mean, Amirkhani probably would have taken all that punishment and continued fighting. Luckily, the ref stepped in and saved him some brain cells, I believe, because he's probably too tough for his own good. Pierce by TKO from ground strikes. Charles Rosa versus Nathaniel Wood. Wood looked good. Hasn't fought in a long time. Rosa always dangerous, almost submitted Wood right at the end of round one. I mean, he had it tight, but there was just no time left. Something was going on with Rosa's left foot, or leg or something. There was a lot of leg kicks, so I don't know if that's what happened. There were literal leg kick knockdowns in this fight. Nathaniel Wood chose, rather than to duke it out, to just win this fight smart. Because Rosa wanted to fight. Come on, let's fight. And he was like, this is your only chance. I'm going to just stay out here and pick you apart. Nathaniel Wood by unanimous decision. Mark Diakiese versus Damar Hasdovic. Diakiese, I guess he's a full-time grappler now. I always remember Diakiese for like flashy stand-up, but the last couple fights he's just been grappling and wrestling, and he's been winning, so I'm not knocking it, I'm just saying. Diakiese by unanimous decision. Ludwig Klein versus Mason Jones. Mason looked pretty good pretty much everywhere in round 1. But 2 and 3, Klein looked better everywhere. I mean, Mason probably still had the grappling and wrestling advantage, but Klein, for the most part, didn't let that happen. He had some crazy jumping head kick, this Klein guy. Like, John Van Damme Bloodsport head kick. Jump in the air, kick. Like, what Taekwondo exhibition are we watching right now, right? All right. Ludwig Klein won that by unanimous decision.